Hola, hello. In this video, we are going to learn to use the regular preterite or past tense. So first, we're going to look at what is the preterite tense. We're going to look at the steps on to how to form it. Look at the endings. We're going to look at all of the endings for the preterite tense, and then we are going to do some example verbs here. So first of all, what is the preterite tense? The preterite tense is one of two past tenses in Spanish. So instead of I dance, I danced, or instead of he buys, he bought, right? The past tense. And like I said, it's one of two past tenses in Spanish. In a later lesson, we'll learn about the other past tense in Spanish, but in this one, we're just going to focus on the preterite. How do we form it? We form it the same way as we do regular present tense verbs. First, you take off the AR, ER, or IR from the verb, and then you add the new preterite ending, and this is where it's different. We've spent a lot of time learning how to conjugate present tense verbs with the present endings. Now we're conjugating the verbs in the past tense, and so we're going to use a different set of endings. So let's take a look at those endings. Let's start with AR verb endings. For the yo form, A. Can you see that? There we go. For the yo form, A. For you, informal aste, formal, O. He or she, él or ella, is O as well, always the same as the usted form. For we, it's amos. For you all, or the you plural, in the vosotros form, astes, and the ustedes form, aron, and they, in the ellos or ellas form, aron. All right? And let's look at then the ER and IR endings. And this is kind of nice. Unlike in the present tense, in the preterite tense, the ER and IR endings are exactly the same. There's no difference in ER verbs and IR verbs for their endings that they take in the preterite tense. So for yo, I, to iste, usted, yo. Notice it has an accent mark. Actually, the yo forms and the usted or el, ella forms have accent marks all the way through. So él or ella, yo, nosotros imos, vosotros o vosotras istes, ustedes yeron, ellos or ellas yeron. Okay, so now that we have those endings there, let's look at conjugating. Let's do an example of an AR verb, an ER verb, and an IR verb. So the first thing we're going to do, the first step is always to take off the AR, ER, or IR, and that leaves us just with the stem. So here's the stem with the AR, ER, or IR removed, and I've already filled that in for us just to save some time, okay? So now what we have to do is add the ending. So I bought, yo compré. I ate, now that we're using the ER ending, yo comí. And I lived, yo viví. Okay, the AR ending, and then here's the ER, IR ending. For you in the informal register, you bought, compraste. For you ate, comiste. And you lived, viviste. Okay. In the formal register, you bought, compró. You ate, comió, and you lived, vivió. And then él, ella, he or she bought, él or ella compró. He or she ate, él o ella comió. He or she lived, él or ella vivió. We bought, nosotros, nosotras compramos. We ate, comimos. We lived, vivimos. Ooh, I screwed that up here. Vivimos. You guys, in the vosotros form, comprastes, comistes, vivistes. Okay. Or in Mexico, if we were going to say that in the ustedes form, you guys bought, compraron. You guys ate, comieron. You guys lived, vivieron. And then the he or she form is the same as ustedes, so ellos or ellas, they, sorry, not he or she, but they bought, compraron. They ate, comieron. And they lived, vivieron. Okay, so like I said before, the process is exactly the same as when we conjugate verbs in the in the present tense. The only difference is we're using a different set of endings here. All right, so in the space here below in your Cornell notes, write a summary of what you just learned about conjugating verbs in the preterite tense in Spanish. Adios.